Hello students. Before starting with this video, I want to tell you that today we will be finishing the topic tables in HTML. So, after watching this video, what you can do is you can go in the description box below and look for the test link. I have given you the test link in the description box to check whether your concepts based on tables in HTML are clear. So you can give the test. The link is given in the description box. So let us start with the topic table tag 5 marks question types. So 5 marks questions can be asked from the topic tables in HTML. So let us see what are those questions. The two types of questions can be asked for 5 marks. Either the HTML output will be given for you. The HTML output will be given to you and you'll have to write the code, or the HTML code will be given to you. You'll have to draw the output in your answer sheet. So let us see what's the first question. Write HTML code for the following table. So we have to write the HTML code for this. So let me open the notepad. Let me increase the font size, so that I'll have to write the HTML code for this table. So HTML, if I don't specify the head tag, then also it's fine because it's nowhere given in the output the title of the table is specified. So if we'll not use the head tag, then also it's fine. We can directly use the body tag. After that, after body tag, we have to use the table tag. So table tag. Within the table tag, I'll have to specify the border attribute, so that if I don't specify the border attribute, what happens? There will be no border seen around the table. Only the contents of the table will be visible, but no border. So as in my output, border is specified, border is given. Can you see it? Can you see the border is given? So 2, and probably the border of the attribute is 1. So I'll have to use border attribute within the table tag and table tag close. I mean the angular bracket is closing angular bracket. After that, how many rows are there in this table? This is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. So this table has got 3 rows. So first row, within the first row, how many columns are there in the table? 1, 2, 3. So I will use TD tag for the first column. But as you can see in the first row, the 3 columns are merged. So I'll have to use calls attribute within the TD tag. Not calls attribute, call span attribute within the TD tag, which will be equal to 3, because 3 columns are merged in the table. In this table, in first row, 3 columns are merged. So that's why I'm using call span within the TD tag to merge the 3 columns. The value of the call span is equal to 3. Also, as you can see, the contents are aligned in the center. So for that, I'll have to use align attribute, which is equal to center. Also, as you can see, the contents are bold. So I'll have to use bold tag. And the content of the first row, which is library books, and TD tag close. After that, I'll have to close the TR tag because I'm done with the first row. Now second row. So to start the second row, again I'll have to open the TR tag, within which the first column, so for first column I'll have to use TD tag. But as you can see, within the first column, 2 rows are merged. The second row and the third row for this column are merged. So for this, I'll have to use row span because 2 rows are merged here. So row span is equal to 2 because 2 rows are merged for the first column. Also, I'll have to use align attribute is equal to center, and the content is bold, so I'll have to use bold tag. Section, the content is section, bold tag is closed, and TD tag is closed. I forgot to close the bold tag here. Here also I'll have to close the bold tag. Okay, so I'm done with this column. Now second column. For second column, I'll have to use TD tag. Align is equal to center. There will be no row span or no call span because there is no column is merged, no row is merged. So TD align is equal to center, and that's it. The content is bold, so bold tag, and the content which is reference, bold tag is closed, TD is closed. Now for the third column, I'll have to use TD tag. Again, align attribute is equal to center, bold tag, and the content, which is textbook. Bold tag close and TD close. Now third row. Before starting the third row, I'll have to close the second row. TR tag is closed. For the third row, again TR tag. Now for the third row, as you can see, the first column we have already merged. Here row span we have already merged, so we don't have to specify anything here. Directly we will write TD tag after this, TD tag for the second column. So TD tag align is equal to center because content is aligned to the center. 2000 is aligned to the center. Bold tag 2000. TD tag is closed. Now for the third column. Again TD tag align is equal to center. Bold. 4000 TD tag is closed. Before TD tag, I'll have to close the bold tag also. Here also I'll have to close the bold tag. TR tag close. After this, no row is there, so body tag is closed. HTML is closed. Let me save it. question1.html. I'm giving the name as question1.html. I'll save it. Let us see the output. This is the file. Is it similar to this? Is this similar to this? Yes. Can you see the border? Border is similar to this. So, one thing I want to tell you, instead of TD tag, we could have used TH tag, because within the TH tag, instead of TD tag, if I will use TH tag, the full form of TH is table header. So what TH tag does, by default, the purpose of TD and TH is same, to specify the content of the column. But by default in TH tag, the contents will be bold and center align. I will not have to use align attribute when I'll use TH tag. I will close the TH tag also. I'll save it and let us see, is there any change in the output? No, because by default, the TH tag makes the contents bold and align it to the center. So instead of TD tag, we can use TH tag also, but when I'm using TH tag, aligned attribute is not required. Even the bold attribute is not required because the TH tag by default makes the contents bold. So if I'll not use the bold tag also with the TH tag, there will be no change in the output. I've saved it. Let us see. Is there any change in the output? No. But I will prefer to use TD tag because the full form of TD tag is table data, and for TH tag is table header. So to specify the table header, we mostly use TH tag. So instead of TH, I will prefer to use TD tag. So first question is done. Let us see the second question. What is written is, write the exact output for the following HTML code. We'll have to draw the exact output for the code given. So what I'll do, I'll just copy it in the notepad. And also I will copy this in the notepad. This entire code I have copied in the notepad. Let us see. Here, HTML head title, there is nothing given in the title, so that's okay. We'll not have to write the title. If you remember, the title is shown. I'll tell you where it is shown. So first we'll start with the body tag. Within the body tag, table tag is used whose border is 2. So The border is mostly shown in this form. Double line. So border is 2, width is 50%. Suppose this is 100% of the window. This is 100% window. So, or just assume that this is the 100% of the window. So half, 50% is half of the window. So width is 50%, that means half of the window. So border is 2, width is 50%. Within this table, it has got first row, TR tag, that means first row. In the first row, it has got first column. TD determines the column. So first column. So let us see. %. So I'll make it 50% of the window. 50% is this. So now the first row. In the first row, first column, width is 100%. What is 100%? I'll tell you. There is call span. Call span is equal to 2. So 2 columns are merged. Let us see this first row. In this first row, how many columns are there? So first column, it has got only first column. See, TD and TD is closed, table row is closed. But as you can see in the TD tag, this first column, call span is there. That means 2 columns are merged. So first row has got 2 columns, but these 2 columns are merged. So, and width 100% means the 100% of the table, not the window. When I'm talking about TD, that means 100% of the table. When I'm talking about the table, then the 50% of the window. When we use width attribute in the table tag, then it is with respect to window. When I'm using width attribute in table tag, then I'm speaking with respect to window, and when I'm using width tag in TD, then I'm using it with respect to the width of the table. So let us see what's given in here. Call span is 2, that means 2 columns are merged, that's for sure. And after that, H1 tag is used. H1 means the content will be bigger in size and by default it will be in bold. If you remember the heading tag H1 to H6, so H1 tag is used here and align attribute is used, which is equal to center. So this HSC board, the board exams, the content within the TD tag will be bigger in size because of H1 tag, and by default it will be bold because of H1 tag, because whenever we use heading tags, then the content is always by default in bold. So, and it will be aligned to the center. HSC board, HSC board, okay. Then the first row is closed. First row is done. Then the second row. Second row is starting. Within the second row, let us see how many columns are there. First column, is there any other TD? This TD, first TD is closed, first column is closed. Second column, is there any other TD in here? This TD, second column is closed. Then TR is closed, that is second row is closed. So only two columns are there. The first TD, width 50, that means with respect to the table, and align is equal to center. So contents will be aligned to the center, and as you can see within the TD tag, underline tag is used. So the content within the TD tag will be underlined also because underline tag is used. So paper 1 will be in underline and TD close. So this will be 50%. So 50% of the table. Paper 1. And it will be underlined. This TD is closed. Now second column again, width is equal to 50%, so remaining 50. Align is equal to center, so content within the TD tag will be aligned to center, and because U tag, underline tag is used, then the content will be underlined. So content is paper 2, which will be underlined and aligned to the center. And it will be aligned. The second row is closed. Now third row. Third row. Within the third row, let us check how many columns are there. 1. This first column is closed. Second column. And then table row is closed. The third row is closed. So only two columns are there. So first column, width is equal to 50%. And within this TD tag, paragraph tag is used, in which align attribute is used, which is equal to center. And I tag is used, which is italics. So contents within the TD tag will be in paragraph whose content will be aligned to center, and the content will be in italics. So this 50 marks will be in italics and aligned to the center. So since the third row has got two columns, so two cells, in the first column 50 marks will be in italics. Now for this TD tag is closed. For the second column, width is equal to 50%, align is equal to center, so content within the TD tag will be aligned center, and width is 50% of the table, and italics is used, so this content will be in italics and aligned to the center. So again the same thing. After this, TD tag is closed, TR tag is closed. That is third row is closed, and after that table tag is closed, then body tag is closed, and then HTML tag is closed. So this was the last row within the table tag, within the table. So the output should look like somewhat this. So let us see the output. First let me save this, which we had copied from the PPT. I will save it. Name it as question2.html. Let me open this. Let us see. Is this 50% of the window? This table is 50% of the window. 50% of the window. Yes. HSC board, by default it is bold and the size of the text is big. This paper one is aligned. Paper one is underlined and it is aligned to the center. This is underlined and aligned to the center. Paper 2 is underlined and aligned to the center. Paper 2 is underlined and aligned to the center. This 50 marks is aligned to the center and is in italics. Similarly goes with this. Same. And also, as you can see the border, I'll zoom it. Try to zoom it. What I'll do, I'll take the print screen, copy it in the paint, and now I'll try to zoom it. Can you see the border? Can you see the border? So how is the border? I'll show you. I'll try to zoom it again. Can you see this? How it's drawn? So this was rough. So when you'll fair it, how you'll draw? Here you will use the cell. Then the second row has got two cells, 50% of the table. You have to use the ruler to draw the table nicely. And for the third row again, two cells. And this will be the border. This is not the border. Yeah, that is the border of the cell, but why two borders are shown? Any idea? If you remember the cell spacing, okay, so you'll write the content HSC board exams, then You'll write the paper 1 here, then paper 2 here, 50 marks in italics, 50 marks in italics, and also by showing the arrow, you can describe whatever you want to write. Like H1 tag will make the contents within the TD tag larger in size, and by default it will make it bold. Likewise, you can describe everything by after drawing the output. So I was asking why these two borders are shown here. Actually, if you remember the cell spacing means the space between the two cells, When I'm not specifying the cell spacing attribute within the table tag, by default, the value of cell spacing is 2. By default, the value of cell spacing is 2. That's why the space between the two cells is shown. So as you can see the output, this is the screenshot of the output. The space between the two cells is 2 pixels. Okay, so let us see if I am using the cell spacing within the table tag. Cell spacing is equal to 40 pixels. I'm saving it, and let us refresh it. Can you see the space between the cells is 40 pixels? But as I had told you, by default, when I'm not using the cell spacing within the table tag, cell spacing attribute within the table tag, there will be the space between the two cells as 2 pixels by default, because default value of cell spacing is 2 pixels. What if I'm giving the value of cell spacing is equal to 0? I'll save it and let us refresh it. Again, I will take the screenshot of this. I'll try to zoom it and show it to you. Can you see the two borders is gone? It's not shown here. So the space between the two cells is 0. What if I'm not using the cell spacing here? I'm not using it. Let me save it and refresh this. By default, the space between the two cells will be 2 pixels. Let me again take the print screen and show you the output. The space between the two cells will be 2 pixels. Okay, so I hope it's clear to you. So, such type of questions will be asked for 5 marks. Either the code will be given to you, you'll have to write the output, or you will be given the output, you'll have to write the code. So don't forget to give the test. The test link is given in the description box. So for today, we will stop here. Thank you.